start recording now. You can see it, yeah? Okay, let me know if it kind of switches off or something. So let's have a look at exercise 4. Let's have a look at the basics of what we're going to be doing in this lesson, revisiting algebraic fractions. So we're going to start off with some basic questions first of all. So I'm going to be doing some cutting and pasting, and let's see how we get on with those. So let's grab those two questions. Okay, let's put those two questions over there. Okay, so simplify the following 2/5, add 1/5. So for this question here, let's have Eliza please unmute yourself and join me on a nice straightforward fractions question that we should all know how to. The number 1 point is the question number and not part of the question. So Eliza, how do we do the first question? Just explain to us some basic principles. How we do 2/5, add 1/5. What do we do?
You just add the numerators because the denominators are the same.
Okay, so in order for us to do any type of fraction, what needs to be the same? You mentioned something about being same. So what needs to be same? The
denominators.
The denominators. So that's our basic rule. Key stage 3. Even I don't know whether you've done that in key stage 2. Even key stage 2. Sorry. In order for us to add or minus fractions, the denominators must be the same. So in this particular question, number 1, the one I gave to Lisa, that's a gift for her. Yeah, because it's the bottom numbers, the denominators are already equal. So we simply add the top. So can you finish the question off for me, please?
It's 3/5.
Okay, fantastic. 2 plus 1 is 3. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Give me a second. Sorry about that, folks. I'm on the wrong tool. Okay, right. So that gives us 3/5. Fantastic, lovely. Okay, next person. Let's have Salia, please. Can you join me in question number 2, please?
Okay.
Oops, sorry about that. That's me touching that part there. Question number 2, Salia.
Okay, the denominators are the same, so you can add them, so it'll be 2x squared.
Okay, let's have a look. So we can add them. So the denominators are the same. So we have one common denominator. So then we add the top. I'm going to write that down. So you went straight for the answer. I want you to reconsider your answer now. Are you still think it's 2x squared?
No.
What do you think it is now? You got 2x, add x.
It'll be 3x.
Well done. Okay, so that will give us 3x over 5. So we're starting with something really, really simple here, just to get everybody in the right frame of mind for what is the concept. So whether we're doing basic key stage 2 fractions or we're doing key stage 4 fractions, we're doing algebraic fractions, grade A and A star, the principle is the same. Make the bottom numbers the same and then simply add the top. So Salia made a common mistake there. She said 2x plus x is 2x squared. It's not 2x squared because she's multiplied by mistake and she's supposed to be adding. So if you can see, we have here a question. That's the question. We have our first level of working out, and then we have our answer. So this particular question, you need to have 3 elements in there. The question written out from your question sheet when you're doing your homework, you need to have your working out being displayed. I don't want you to go from the question to the answer, no matter how smart you think you are. Okay, so it's important that you show your working out, and same for the second question now. Okay, now that we got all the basics out of the way, let's pick something a little bit more exciting, but not too much. I don't want anybody to have an accident. Okay, let's have a look. Let's find something over here somewhere. Something with some x's in as well, possibly. All right, let's grab those questions. Number 21, 22. Oops, what happened there? Disappeared. Okay, no, something going wrong here. Copy, that's better. I was pressing something. So as I'm copying these questions out, I want everybody in the class to be doing the same. Please make sure that you are also copying the questions out and setting them in the way that I'm doing them. Now, it's important that when you do your questions, you do them in the same style. So here comes our next 2 questions. Okay, so we've had, let's have our next guest. Who we're gonna have? Abdullah. Okay, Abdullah, please, can you help me? No, not Abdullah first. Let's have Asadullah. Can you help me with question number 22 first, please, Asadullah?
Oh, so you have to make the denominator same.
Okay, so what's the difference between question number 22 and question number 1? What's the difference between what?
There's a minus and a plus.
No, I'm talking about, for example, what is the difference between this question and this one? Why are they different? Why are you doing it in a different way?
Oh, because those denominators were the same and these denominators were not the same.
Fantastic, lovely, well spotted. The denominators are not the same. So what are you going to do now first for me?
Make them the same.
Go on then. So how do you make 5 and 3 the same? What do you do?
Yeah, they're going to be 15, so 5 times 3 is 15.
So the lowest common multiple is 15. So you're going to multiply each denominator by the other denominator. And what you do to the bottom, you must do to the
top.
I want everybody to be writing all this stuff down as you see it here. Try to use different colors, please, if you can. And that always enhances the work. As you can see, I'm always teaching using different colors. So it's not bland, it's not boring, and it helps you to see what the question is and what my working out is. That's what I'm trying to differentiate. And you can do the same for your own notes. Okay, now, Layla, can you see I've multiplied top and bottom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you see the point?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not trying to save energy or save calories. What you do to the bottom, that's the method. So you're gonna need to make sure you show me your understanding, not half of your understanding, and I have to kind of assume the rest. So it's all about doing a proper job, inshallah. Okay, back to you. Thank you for that. Back to you, Asadullah. Okay, can I continue the question?
Oh, so 3 times 3 is 9x.
So 3 times by 3x is 9x. Okay, good.
X, and 2x times 5 is 10x.
Fantastic, lovely.
So that will equal 19x or 15.
Fantastic. Okay, now another thing as well, if you can also see, we started the question here and we worked our way down here. So when I look at this question, what do I see first of all? I see working out. That's making clear to me that the student is doing equivalent fractions. Then I can see what that multiplication result is. Then I can see the 19. I know where the 19 has come from. Even if you don't point it out to me, I can see that you've added these two top numbers and the bottom number hasn't changed. And that's what it's all about. You need to show me what you understand. Okay, lovely. Right, now, Abdullah, please. Thank you for that, Asadullah. You can back to mute yourself again. Okay, next one, let's have Abdullah, please. Go. Question number 21 is yours. Now, think carefully about the question. You got 2x and 3x. It's not necessary that you multiply them by each other here, because it's all about our intention that we're going to find our lowest common multiple. What's the lowest common multiple of 2x and 3x?
6x.
Yeah, fantastic. It's not 6x squared, it's 6x. Beautiful, well spoken there. So, how do I make the bottoms into 6x then?
You times the 2 by 3 and the 3 by 2.
So you times this one by 3 and that one by
2.
And is that it now?
No, you do the same to the top that you do to the bottom.
Okay, why can you explain to the class why you're doing it to the top?
Because it makes it equivalent to each other.
That's why you're making the fraction equivalent. You're making the fraction 1 over 2x is the same as 3 over 6x. So those are called equivalent fractions. You can't multiply the bottom without multiplying the top, otherwise you'll unbalance the fraction. Okay, that's lovely. I think somebody fell out the class. That noise was okay. Right, so let's have a look. Let's carry on. So Abdullah, back to you. Carry on.
Okay, so the first one, when you do all the timesing, it's 3 over 6x.
And then?
The second, minus 2 over 6x.
Okay, and then the final answer is?
So you just minus the top 2, which is 1, and then the bottom one stays the same.
Okay, why didn't you minus the bottom ones?
Because then it's not equal.
Yeah, we never ever minus or add the bottom of a fraction. Never ever minus or add the bottom of a fraction. Fractions, the moment they become equivalent, then that is the unit which we're talking about. So 6x minus 2, so that we're talking in size of fraction of 6x. Okay, lovely. That's beautiful. That's a lovely reintroduction to how we do fractions. Just basically, how do we do fractions? Now, I feel that you guys everybody in the class should have a go at some questions, some of the basic ones, and then we're going to jump onto the big brother, the bad boys here, exercise 5. and then we can definitely get some extra hairs in your head then. Okay, right. So let's do some easy ones first, or so I say easier ones, inshallah. So let's have a look. Okay, right. I'm gonna choose some questions for you. So I'm gonna grab these ones, copy them out, and we're gonna paste them for you over here. Gonna enlarge them, put them over here. Okay, right. I'm just gonna pause the video for a bit. There's no point of us recording breaks. I'm gonna pause the. Okay, right. So we've just had a look. Oops, let me show for the people in the video. We've just done those two questions, number 23, 24. They're done, and everybody got that right. That's fantastic. Right, let's get back to our. We're moving on to exercise 5 now. So let's pick something that looks a little bit interesting. Okay, let's do something simple first, and then we can build up the pressure. Let's do this one first, question number 5. Okay, copy. Paste. Okay, so let's have Layla. Layla, year 11 girl, come on. Yes, let's go. I got your dad and I also have big hopes for you. Inshallah, we get that right grade for you. So you need to lead the way, madam. You're year 11. Go. How do you remember the number 5? Don't confuse it, please. It's just the question number 5. It's not part of the question. So Layla, how would you do this question? It looks a little bit more meatier, but I'm going to quickly point out to you that you need to be careful of there's a minus sign and there's has a slightly on little extra bit of masala that you have to apply to it. So Layla, go.
You make the denominators the same. So 3 and 5 have a common multiple of 15.
Beautiful. So it's 15. So how do I make the 3 into 15?
So you times the 3 by 5 and you times x minus 3 by 5 as well.
Okay, so I'm going to put a bracket there just to make sure I don't make a mistake afterwards. So I'll put the time by 5 there. Lovely. When you write your questions out, leave space to do this. Leave space. Don't write it so small, so tight, and so crashed into things that when you put your working out down, it looks rubbish and stuff. Make your working out look nice. Right, what do we do to the next fraction?
You multiply x minus 2 by 3 and 5 by 3.
Okay, that one already has a bracket on top, which kind of helps us a little bit. Okay, lovely. Just give me 1 second. Let me just pair my pencil. It just sometimes loses the signal. Okay, beautiful. Now, okay, so how do we interpret the question? What's the next step? What's the next line?
You have to write both of them like answered. So you have to do 5 times x, which is just 5x, minus 15, because 3 times 5 is 15. And then the denominator is 15.
Okay, give me 1 second. So you got 5x.
Yeah, take away 15.
Take away 15 for the top of the first fraction.
Yeah, and then over 15.
Over 15, and then a nice big chunky minus here for, and then what's
3x, take away 6 over 15.
Okay, that's lovely. So I like that kind of step that you done for me there. Now, how do I continue this now?
You multiply the x's and the normal numbers. Oh, you have to put all of it on one line because they have the same denominator.
Yeah, because when you take away a fraction, the moment the bottoms become the same, you just simply take away the top. So I'm writing it, even though I'm writing it slightly longer because I got lots of stuff to put on the top now. This is the bit that students make mistakes in the homework. How do we interpret the minus in respect to this and in respect to this? So how do we do that then, Layla? How do we take care? So first of all, what do we write down here? We write down here 5x minus 15. Now, explain to me, how do we interpret what's happening here with this minus? What's it doing to the 3x and the minus 6? Tell me.
Does it cancel it out so it has to turn into a plus?
Not at the beginning. So you're doing minus 3x, which is just okay, nice and straightforward. And then we're also doing a minus 6.
So it's plus 6 instead.
So the
plus,
plus,
2 minuses make a plus.
Yeah, so the plus part comes in here. Okay, so in one sentence, let me just change the color again. This is normal because there's nothing abnormal about that. The plus part is the new bit that's just been changed. So it becomes a plus 6. So that's the part the students make mistakes every single year. You're not just minusing the 3x, you are minusing the 3x and the minus 6. So you're minusing both of them. So the minus applies to both items. When you minus a minus number, the minus and minus become a
Positive.
plus. Positive. Lovely. So far, I'm very happy with that. Your interpretation was correct. Now, can you finish the question off for me, please?
Yeah, so you basically like take away the x's first and then the normal numbers, the full numbers.
I'm just making it a little bit smaller because I'm running out of space. Give me a
Yeah.
second. Okay, go on then. So let me switch back to red. Okay, so you got 5x minus 3x is
2x
minus 15 add 6 is
minus 15 at 6 is minus 9
beautiful, and then all over
over 15.
finished, done. So with this kind of question, Layla, what did we have to take care with? What was the part that we had to be careful with?
The minus is the negative 6.
That's right, minusing the 3x minus 6, how we interpret that, and that's very important. So this question had a little bit more meat on it, which was good, and we kind of got our way around it. So I'm just going to move this over here for explanation, and I'm going to put a little cloud around it. That's what we've done, and a little bit of highlighter in it, so we know what's going on over there. Lovely. Right, let's pick another question. We want something a little bit more this time. Okay, which question was that, Layla? Was that number 5 or?
It was number 5, yeah.
Number 5. Okay, let's choose something. Okay, so that was a minus one, which we had to be careful with. Okay, let's choose one with some, now we start getting letters on the bottom. Okay, right, let's choose something a little bit easier, not too much. Copy. Let's put it over here. Okay, let's move this out the way. Okay, no. Okay, right, Layla, this. Okay, Layla, thank you for that question, mashallah, that's very nice. Okay, next we have is Muhammad Ibrahim. Do you feel like you can take part in this question? You feel like you want to have a go, or shall I pass it over to somebody else?
I think you should pass it over.
Okay, no problem. Okay, let's have, for this next question, let's have Eliza, mashallah, your work was quite good. You got quite a way through the work. Eliza, I know you're only in year 9, but come on, let's show the big kids in the class how we do the questions. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
So you do x add 2 and then you times that by 2 to make the same denominator.
Okay, so at the moment we have x add 2 and we have the 2. We want to make them both the same. So what would be the lowest common multiple here? What would it be?
2.
The lowest common multiple would be the product of the bottom 2 times by x plus 2. So let me just change the color a bit. Okay, so what do I times the 2 by?
You times the 2 by x add 2.
Beautiful. And what do I times the top by?
X add 2.
Again. Okay, what do I times the x plus 2 by?
2.
Which is the other denominator. Okay. Okay, right. Everybody, please make sure you copy question number 15 down. Sorry, my question number 15 is kind of coming in the way a bit because that's just the way I cut the question out. Can you make sure your question number 15 is in your margin and it's not that close? That is my question number. Okay, lovely. So let's write it down on the next line now. So we have x plus 2 with the x. We can put the x at the front if you like, just to make it look a little bit nicer. And on the, okay, all right, on the bottom we're going to have 2 x plus 2. On the top you're going to have 3 x plus 3. Okay, if I write anything down to you, please folks, please point it out to me, because we don't want to make mistakes in the video. And then we're going to have 2x plus 2. Lovely.
That, I thought you don't times it by 3, the top one.
Which one?
You know, and you don't times, it's not 3x to add 3, it's 2 times x add 3, not 3.
Okay, give me a second.
At the start.
So, okay, so the first one is times by x plus 2, x plus 2. Okay, so which bit's incorrect?
The the
Oh,
second
yes,
bit on the top.
I'll put a 3 in there by mistake.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so we should have a 2 there, yes? Is that
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Okay, because we got here, look, 2, 2, 2, and 2. We've got x plus 2, x plus 2, x plus 2, and x plus 2. Is that okay? You happy with that now?
Yeah.
Lovely. Now, what do we do now? What's next?
So now you have to like times the numbers into the brackets.
Okay, go on then. So times it for me.
So then you do x times x, which is x squared. And
Yeah.
then you do x times 2, which is 2x.
Thank you.
Then you put a plus, and then you do 2 times x, which is 2x, and then 6. Add
And
6.
then 2 times by plus 3, which is plus 6, yeah?
Yeah.
And what do we write on the bottom?
You just write 2 brackets, x add 2.
So you just write it once now, is that right?
Yeah.
Because once the bottom numbers are the same, the answer is going to be in terms of the bottom number. That's why we write it once. Very good. Okay, now how do we kind of complete and finish it all off now? What's next?
So you've got to add like the numbers together. So you do 2x add 2x, which is 4x. But you put the x squared first, and
So,
then
so
add
what
4x.
you're saying is you want to add like terms.
Yeah.
So you added these ones up because they're the same terms, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
lovely. So that gives you this bit here. Okay, lovely. Keep on going. Yeah.
And then add 6.
And then all over what?
2 brackets, x add 2.
Okay, lovely. That's good. Okay, so the questions are getting a little bit more meatier as we go through the questions, a little bit more stuff on them. Okay, so we've done those 2 questions with the students. I want you to have a go at a couple of these level questions first before we go into the little bit more intense questions. So let's find something which is similar. And let me first of all add a page because I've run out of space. Let's add another page. That page is there now. Which question did we just do? We've done number 5 and number 15. So I need to pick some questions now for my students to do. Let's do number 7. Number 7 is similar to that. Number 7 and number 5. Okay, number 7. Let's do number 7 and number 9. Okay, okay, folks. Let me grab this question. Copy. Paste. That goes there. Back to here. 7. I said number 7. I don't think number 9. I think I said. Okay. Copy. Paste. Okay. Timer starts now. Okay, everybody have a go at those 2 questions. And I say we have approximately 3 minutes to do those 2 questions. I'm going to stop the video so we don't bore everybody's watching the video with gaps. Okay, Ibrahim, can you explain to us how we do question number 7 to the class, please? Let's go quickly.
You do 1 over x. You times 1 over x by x plus 1.
Okay, so you time the first denominator by the other denominator, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that then. X plus 1 times. And what do you do to the top part?
You times it by x plus 1.
Okay, x plus 1 and the pencil glitching. Okay, lovely. And what about the second fraction?
You times it by x.
So what do we have on the next line now?
You have 1 bracket x plus 1.
Now the 1 is actually a bit of a useless number because when you multiply anything by 1, it just doesn't do anything. So we can, in a sense, ignore the 1. It doesn't really have any relevance or any significance really. Okay, what do we have on the bottom?
Okay. X and x plus 1.
Okay.
X bracket x plus 1.
Okay, yeah, just give me a moment. Right, so on the bottom we're going to have x times by x plus 1 And the other one will be x times by x plus 1. Beautiful, lovely. Now what we do now?
You add the numerators.
So we add the numerators. Okay, so there'll be x plus 1, add 2x. What's the denominator going to be?
X. Okay, x plus 1.
Okay, let's move it slightly further, but it's a little bit too close. That's better. Okay, lovely. Now, can you finalize it for me, please?
3x plus 1 over x times x plus 1.
And is that finished?
So do you have to expand the bottom bracket?
No, you don't need to. It's not necessary. We will need to expand
Yeah,
the
that's-
bottom. We will need to expand the bottom brackets when we move over to the solving phase. But we're not there at the moment. So for the moment, we can leave it as it is. That's fine. Okay, thank you for that, Muhammad Ibrahim. You can mute yourself now. Right, I need a tiger for the next question. Salih, oh my God, so Salih wants to be that tiger. Okay, Salih's going to do question number 9 first. So Salih, go.
So for 5 over x minus 2, we add times that by x plus 3. And for the other one, for 3 over x plus 3, we have to times by x minus 2 for the numerator.
Okay, just yeah, and the denominator. Okay. Okay, we're doing that nice and quick time for you. Are we still recording? Yes, we are. That's good. Okay, lovely. Now, so can you 3 times by minus 2 is minus 6, and the bottom stays the same. Okay, let's double check that. X minus 2, yes, lovely, lovely. 3x minus 6. And then we add the top number. So we add 5x, add 3x. And then we do add 15. We add 15. And then we minus the 6 over x plus 3, x minus 2. That gives us a final answer of, so 5x at 3x is 8x, 15 minus 6 is plus 9, and then the bottom stays the same, x plus 3, x minus 2. Okay, so hopefully it is right now. Okay, so class, can you please make sure you do the corrections on the last example that I've done? I had a copying error. I've copied I've copied minus 3 in the top, and it should have been a minus 2. Apologies for that. Spotted by Mr. Ibrahim Saab. Sorry, Mr. Ismail, who's helped me, and we just sorted that out now. So I've gone back. I've deleted everything and put everything back in, hopefully the way it should be. So, Salih, change your answers, please.
X square? I can't do those.
Okay.
Oh yeah, x minus 2.
I'm just going to pause the video.
No, I think-
Oh,
Yeah, okay. So you have to make the denominators the same by timesing them by each other.
okay. And what we do to the bottom, we must do to the
Top.
Okay, lovely. So this one here, what we're going to multiply the first fraction by?
X minus 1.
And the top bit?
X minus 1.
Lovely. Right, let's start writing this stuff down. Okay, so we have now x minus 1 times by 3x minus 2x, x plus 2. We can put them straight away. Why don't we put them straight away over the common denominators rather than us messing about, faffing about? That's better. I like that. Oops, better to do something there. Okay, lovely. So I've copied it up from the above to there. What do you do now, Abdullah?
First, now you have to expand the brackets at the top.
Okay. Okay, lovely. So what is x times, what's 3x times by x?
3x squared.
And what's 3x times by minus 1?
Minus 3x.
And what's, now remember this minus here, it belongs to the 2x. So what's minus 2x times by x?
Minus 2x squared.
And what's minus 2x times by plus 2?
Minus 4x.
Okay, lovely. And the bottom, we're going to leave it in its factorized format for the moment because we don't need to do anything more than that. Lovely. Okay, good. So can you now tidy up the top line for me, please?
Okay, so you collect like terms, so you do 3x squared minus 2x squared, which
Okay,
is
so
x
give me a moment
squared.
while no, I don't want that color. I want a green. So this one you simplified it with that one.
2x, yeah,
And what about the minus 3x? Well, that's simplified with
minus 4x.
so 3x squared minus 2x squared gives us what?
X squared
X squared. And the minus 3x minus 4x gives us what?
minus 7x.
Beautiful. Fantastic. And what we have on the bottom?
The same.
And we have finished. We have arrived. Okay. If you got it right, please put your hand up next to your name so I can see it on the participants. Okay, Ibrahim got the right. MashaAllah, well done, Ibrahim. Abdullah got it right. Obviously, he's done it with me. Aliza, good. Okay, nice. Salah, you got it right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, what about you, Layla? Did you get that right?
I think I didn't press, but yeah, I got it right.
You got it right. Okay. Eliza?
Yeah, I got it right.
Okay, can you put your hand up quickly right next to your name? Right? I'm looking at the participants.
I put it up, but I don't know if it's worked.
No, it didn't work. I can't tell. Okay.
Oh.
Okie dokie. What about you, Aliza? Oh, mashallah, she got it right as well. Well done, Aliza. Aliza's firing on all 16 cylinders. Okay, just like a Bugatti Veyron. Okie dokie, right. So what time is it now anyway? Oh, we've had our first hour, haven't we? Yeah? Okay, it's break time. Now, after the break time, I want to move away from where we are now into straight away into the examination style questions, where we're going to be doing what we've just done, plus we'll be doing a little bit more. We'll be doing extra rearranging and also factorization. Factorization using the normal quadratic equation factorization and also using the quadratic formula. So we'll be looking, inshallah, after the break at question number 9 and 10. And that's from the edXL textbook, higher, unit 17.6. And that is on page 542. So we'll come to that straight after the break, inshallah. So everybody, we're going to have a short 10, not 15, 10-minute break starting from now. It is 9:06. We will reconvene at 9:16 on the dot. So I'm just going to pause the video. Back to recording. Okay, welcome back, folks, after your break. So we're looking at question number 9. Solve these quadratic equations. So these questions are from the higher edXL textbook, unit 17, 17.6 to be more precise, page 542. Okay, let's have a look. Right. So I'm going to start off with, let's have a look. Which question should we start off with? Okay, let's do question 9A, and then we'll do question 10B, and then we'll be ready, inshallah, to. Right, let's add a page. Where are we? We're over here. Let's add a page. Let's copy the question out. Okay, copy. Okay. Okay, solve these quadratic equations. There's only one here at the moment. So let's solve this quadratic equation. But never mind, let's not get carried away with the English. Right, I need a brave warrior. Which person is ready? Which person's feeling like a tiger and can do this question? 9A. Salih's got a hand up. Okay, Salih, go. Right. So this one here, this question here is going to be the same as what we've done and also different. The same part is, the same bits are going to be over here. I'll show you. The bit's going to be the same as what you'd normally do to this. That bit will be the same. The different part will when you get down to what you do with this part here in green. Okay, so let me just get rid of those circles. Off you go. So how do we solve for x now? So what do we do first?
You have to do at the bottom, you have to, for x minus 1, you just times by.
Okay, what you need to tell me first of all, what do you want to, what's your goal first? And
you want to make the denominator is the same.
So our goal first is when we're solving the equation, is the same as the goal that we had earlier. when we are doing these questions, you've got to make both fractions into one fraction. We're combining two fractions into one fraction. So we're still doing the same. That part's the same. It's when we have to solve it, that's when it changes a bit. So you're going to make the pink part that's into one fraction. Okay, lovely. How do we do that?
You have to times x minus 1 by 5 minus x and 5 minus x by x minus 1.
Okay, top and bottom. We've got to make sure that we write it top and bottom. And we times that by x minus 1 and times that by x minus 1. Okay, so let's go down to the next line now. So we should have 5 minus x, because 5 minus x times by 1 is just 5 minus x, no big deal there. And 1 times by x minus 1 is just, again, simply x minus 1. And we can write it straight away over a common denominator. What's the common denominator? X minus 1 times by
5 minus x.
Lovely. We can also copy down the equals 1. So at the moment, don't forget, we're focusing on the left-hand side, the fractional side. We are changing those two fractions into one fraction. We haven't finished it. So Sally, can you finish it off for me, please?
You have to bring the denominator and you have to bring it.
No. Simplify the top for us. Come on.
Oh, yeah. So it'll be 5. It'll be 4.
Okay, you're missing. You're not.
X will be
Okay, so you're doing 5 minus 1,
which is 4.
which is 4. You need to tell me what you're doing.
Yeah.
4, and then
Minus x plus x is x.
so minus x plus x is.
Plus x.
Okay, think about it. You're doing the opposite.
You do minus x.
Minus x and x is nothing.
Oh. It'll be 4.
Just 4 on top.
Then you copy in the bottom.
Okay, now stop there for a moment. I want everybody just to stop there, just have a little bit of a breather. So what we've done on the left-hand side is exactly what we've been doing above, turning two fractions into one fraction. Again, the common denominator on the bottom, and then we add in the top, simplifying it. I'll simplify it to 4. I mean, that 4 looks a little bit strange over there. Let's put it in the middle to make it look a bit more nicer. So this part of the question is the same as what we've just been doing. This part of the question is identical. We're turning two fractions into one fraction. Okay, so we've done that now. Alhamdulillah, we've done that. Right. Okay, what do we do now? What is the different part now?
Now you have to, the denominator, you have to bring it to the top.
Okay, now. So I'll saying the denominator, you've got to bring it to the top. Now, remember this, if we are solving for x, that means you've got to work at the value of x. You cannot work at the value of x while the x's are on the bottom of a fraction. You must bring them to the top. So here, what we're going to be doing, so if I grab it with the highlighter, which one should we go for? Right, so this bottom part here, Sal is talking about, this bottom part here is going to go through a process called what? It's not actually cross multiplying. Opposite dividing by, so opposite of 4 dividing by all of this is 2 times by all of that. So what we're doing in this is we are now rearranging the equation. We are getting the x's from the bottom left bottom denominator up to the top right. So if I copy down the next part of it now.
It says 4 equals x minus 1 by.
1 second. So we'll say now 4 is equal to.
X minus.
So you have the 1 as a multiplier, which actually is not really doing anything at all. It's a bit of a lame multiplier. It doesn't do anything. It's useless. But I'll leave it there just for completeness. So everybody have a look at that now. So the left-hand side, we've changed two fractions into one fraction, and now we're doing something that we didn't do before. We are doing a process called rearranging. Okay, rearranging. So that's lovely. So 1 time by that. So what do we get now on the right-hand side?
It will be x minus 1, 5 minus x.
So we got to multiply that like we FOIL. So it'll be x times by 5 is
5x.
And then x times by minus x is squared.
And then be minus 1
times by 5 is
minus 5.
And then minus 1 times by minus x is
Plus x.
okay, lovely. And don't forget the 4 which is on that side. Now, if I cover up the 4 with my finger, And we look at this part here. What's this part look like?
Oh, it looks like. Yeah,
It looks like the makings of what? Of a quadratic equation. Now, let me uncover my finger. We're out the way. Now, what we need to do, we need to make this, all this, what we got now in black over here, we need to make it look like a quadratic equation. Now, in order for us to do that, we've got to make sure that we don't have a minus x squared. So minus x squared is not welcome. So we need to make the quadratic equation with a positive x squared. So in order for us to do that, we need to move everything from the right to the left. Okay, so let's do that then slowly. So the minus x squared comes over first, becomes a plus x squared. And then we have the plus 5x comes over, becomes a minus 5x. Then the minus 5 comes over, becomes a
plus 5x.
the plus x comes over, becomes a
Minus x.
and the plus 4 is already sitting there waiting for us to join it. And the equal is in the same place. What do we have left on the right hand side now?
X, no, it'll be 0.
0, absolutely. Okay. Now, what happens next? We need to
solve it now.
we have to simplify like terms. So x squared stays as it is, because there's no other x squared term.
Minus 5x minus x, which will be minus 6x.
Lovely. And then you have plus 5 and plus 4.
Plus 9 equals 0.
Equals 0. Lovely. Okay, that's fantastic. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 9. So what type of equation is this? This is a quadratic equation. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give you the last number. Which is plus 9. And then what, Salia?
You have to add up
To give us which number?
minus 6x.
The middle number. Lovely. Okay, let's have a look then. So let's have a look at what the factors of plus 9 are. Remember, we're looking for negative factors because we need to get a minus 6 when we add them. So we could have minus 1, minus 9, or we could have
Minus 3 and minus 3.
Fantastic. Which one do you want me to use?
Minus 3, minus 3.
Minus 3, because minus 3 and minus 3 add up to what?
Minus 6.
Minus 6. So you put minus 3 here, put minus 3 here, yes, and yes. The times give you plus 9, adds give you minus 6. Fantastic. Let's now put these into our brackets.
So it'll be x minus 10 and the x minus 4.
Fantastic. Now we've factorized the equation, but can you now go one extra step and solve it for me, please?
It'll be x equals plus 3 and x equals plus 3.
Okay, so now we've got the same answer twice. We can write it down, that's not a problem, but we only need to actually possibly write it once. So this is called a repeated root. So this answer, if both answers are the same, is indicating that the graph, the parabola is touching the x-axis and it's not crossing the x-axis, because the moment it crosses, it will give you two solutions. Because it's touching at one point, it will only have one answer. Okay, lovely. So we have now actually finished that question. So obviously you can see there's more meat on this question. So we've done the same as what we've done previously, but we've done much more. We've done some rearranging. The rearranging starts here. After the rearranging, we've done multiplying at the brackets. We've done more rearranging to the other side. And then we've got a quadratic equation, which we've factorized. And we've got our factorized answer over here. And then we've got our final answer, our final solution over here. And that's that question all done. Okay. So, any questions from the class? One at a time. Anybody got any concerns? Are we okay? Put your hands up if you're all happy with that example. Example question 9a. Put your hands up if you're happy to proceed from there. Abdullah, are you happy?
Yep.
Lisa? Okay, put your hands up, please. Layla, are you happy with that question?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready to do a question for yourself now? Layla, you ready to do the question by yourself?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, lovely. Right, okay, let me choose a question for you. Copy. Okay, everybody. Here's your question. I'm just going to put the video on pause and I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do the question starting. Okay, folks, so the students managed to get that. I'm just doing a little bit of the video or the kind of information. So the answer came to x squared minus 8x. Now, because we don't have the c bit, the constant, the numerical part at the end is missing because it's simplified down to 0. We factorize this in a slightly different way. So we factorize it using common factorizing techniques, common factors, rather than factorizing in the double bracket method. And that's what happens. We pull the x as a common factor out. We're left with x minus 8. And as we said before, either the first item, the orange item, is a 0 because it's multiplying by the x minus 8, or the x minus 8 is a 0. If the x minus 8 is a 0, x is 8. And if the first item is 0, it's just equal to 0. So here are your solutions. Okay, lovely. Done. Now, what I need to do now, so we're recording at the moment, so please make sure everybody's muted. And we're going to move on to these questions, which is 10 now. So if we look at the wording of the question, for question number 9, it says, solve these quadratic equations. It hasn't said anything else. What that means, they want to use factorizing, which we've just done. For question 10, it's slightly different. It says, solve these quadratic equations, give your answers correct to 2 decimal places. So they want us to use any method that involves calculated technique, or so for example, like the quadratic formula, or for example, completing the square. So what I want to practice now, I'm going to practice one of those methods, which is called the quadratic formula. So let's copy one of these questions out and let's have a go at these. Now, these questions look exactly the same as the top ones, apart from the first question, which is a little bit different. And I want to look at that question now.
Your screen recording is off.
No, it's on.
It's on.
No, it's on. It's on. Okay. So let's grab all of that. Copy. Okay. Paste. Oh, it's tilting. Okay. Right, here we go. Here we go with this question. Okay. Right. Okay, right. Who wants to join me with this question? Put your hand up just next to your name, please. Don't shout out. Put your hand up. Okay, Ibrahim. Okay, Ibrahim, come on, join me on this question. Please, everybody else stay muted, please. Please make sure you're muted. Okay, give your answers correct to 2 decimal places now. So Ibrahim, if you look at this question here, it does look different than our original question, because we got here quite clearly here, we have this element and this element, and we've got a plus in between, then it equals our 1, for example. So let's get rid of all that. If you look over here, we have this element equal this element. So there's no adding going on. There's no that 2 part on the left-hand side. So let's see how Ibrahim deals with this question. So I've given a little bit of kind of like a warm-up clue. Let's just see how he deals with this question. So we've got to do it to 2 decimal places. So we're going to use the quadratic formula on this. So let's have Mr. Ibrahim. So how would you do this question then, Ibrahim?
Do you cross multiply?
Fantastic idea. Okay, I'm just going to mute 1 or 2 other students who've got their microphones on. Okay, so because we've got one fraction equal to another fraction, we can do this thing called cross multiplying. So cross multiplying means the bottom here, it can go, let me make it a bit thinner, it can go up here. And also the bottom on the right hand side can go up here. It's called cross multiplying, which means, so the opposite divide by 3 on the right will become time by 3 at the top on the left. Opposite divide by 2 minus x on the left hand side becomes times by 2 minus x on the right hand side. So everything is kind of crossing over. All the bottoms are going to the opposite top. So let's put them in the new place. So it'll be 3. So I want you to help me fill in. Okay, that's very good. Okay, don't like when it does that.
There's supposed to be a bracket.
Okay, I was just about to get to that. So, Mr. Ibrahim, your question. So I've done what you wanted me to do, but can you make it a little bit more neater and more better? I've done the basis of what you told me to do. What's missing, Ibrahim?
The brackets.
Okay, why do we need, when you say brackets, why are we putting in brackets?
Because you don't want the numbers to get mixed up.
Not just numbers get mixed up. We don't want to by mistake only multiply just one item. So we need to multiply all of 4x minus 1 by 3. So we're not just multiplying 3 by 4x because it's next to it and it looks like it's multiplied by that, but we've got to multiply all of the left-hand side by 3 and all of the right-hand side by 2 minus x. It makes sure that we multiply it properly. So can you multiply add these brackets for me now properly, what we're just saying? Can you do that for me now, please?
12x minus 3 equals 2x minus x squared.
Fantastic. Okay, so x times by 2 is 2x. X times by minus x is minus x squared. Lovely. I think I've missed something out, so nobody's spotted it. Yeah, I have. I missed the x out. Okay, folks, you need to be sharp-eyed. Come on. Spot the mistake. 3 times by 4x is 12x, not 12. Okay, right. Now, what does this question? This question, if we were to cover up the x, okay, let me just quickly do that. If I was just cover up this x, this side, this 2 here, what does it look like at the moment?
X.
It looks like a linear equation with x's on both sides. It looks quite simple at the moment, but let's get rid of the scribble. Now, what does this question have? Does it have all the components of? So this question is what kind of a question is it?
Quadratic.
It's a quadratic, absolutely through and through. It is a quadratic. Okay, I've made a mess of spelling. Okay, let's delete that bit. Okay, let's write that better. It is definitely quadratic. Can you make it look better for me, please?
Plus x squared to both sides to get rid of the minus.
Or just move that to the right hand side. Good. Or what else?
Minus 2x.
So I'm moving everything from the right to the left because we don't want to do quadratic equation with a minus x squared in it. So if I have to choose from the left to the right, I'm going to choose to move everything from the right to the left on purposely because my intention is to make this minus x squared into a positive x squared. So then we can do the question as a normal question, and then that will make the whole question much more easier for us. So the minus x squared comes over, becomes a plus x squared. I don't need to write down the plus because it's assumed anyway. The plus 2x comes over, becomes a minus 2x. The 12x is already sitting there waiting for us. The minus 3 is already there for us. Okay, and then what's left on the right-hand side then?
0.
Absolutely. Okay, now can you simplify for me the left-hand side now?
X squared.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 10x.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 3 equals 0.
Okay, lovely. So this is where we got up to here last time on the other questions as well. For example, like here, it's like we got to that position now. Now, one thing that we know that we can't do, we can't factorize that question because it's a bit difficult for us to find two numbers that time to give you minus 3 and add it to give you 10. For this one, we'll need to use the quadratic formula. So we're going to use the quadratic formula. So Ibrahim, do you know what the quadratic formula is?
Is it minus b?
X equals?
X minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
Fantastic. Everybody, if you don't know that formula, you haven't seen that formula before, I want you to make that your new best friend. Okay? You need to memorize this for your exam. It's not a complicated formula. It's not going to be something that takes you too long to memorize. Once you use it a few times, sorry, you need to go sleep, but you should stop yawning my lesson. You'll make everybody else feel tired. Okay, lovely. I've even colored it in for you as well. That's how important it is. Okay, now, what is the B and the A and the C? What's all that talking about, Ibrahim?
The x squared, 10x, and minus 3.
So the A and the B and the C are all talking about the different coefficients, the different multipliers in the question. So the A is the number in front of the x squared. What is the number here now in front of the x squared for our question? What is it?
1.
It's 1. Well done. What is the B?
Plus 10.
Okay. And what is the C?
Minus 3.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to write over here a bit more clarity. I want everybody to be doing this in their notebooks right now. So you need to make sure that you kind of, even though you can see it, I want you to write it down for yourself. Tell yourself A equals 1, B equals 10, and C equals minus 3. Write it down in front of your faces so you can see it nice and clearly. Okay. Now, what do we do next? Now with these numbers, then what do we do with them?
You substitute it into the formula.
You substitute it into the formula. Fantastic. Okay, let's have a look. Let's change color. Let's go for that. So we put these numbers into the formula. So we do minus B. So it says minus. So 10 becomes minus 10. Okay, right. I'm gonna a little bit move the stuff to the. I think I'm a bit too close to the. Let's make it a bit smaller. I'll put it over here so I got more space. That's lovely. Okay. Now I've got a plus and a minus. So let's write down plus minus. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. Give me a second. Sometimes it starts to glitch. It's amazing you pay £120 for a pencil and it starts doing mad stuff. Give me a moment, folks. I'm having a little bit of a technical problem. Okay, that'll do. I'll do over there. Pencil. Okay, so B is going to be now 10 squared minus
4.
4 times by
1
times
times by minus 3.
Okay, and what goes on the bottom?
2 times 1.
2 times by 1. Okay, now let's get rid of this plus minus. What does the plus minus mean? How do I put a plus minus? I've never seen a plus minus button on a calculator. So Ibrahim, how do we interpret the plus minus?
You do the plus first and then you put minus in after.
Okay, or the other way around, it doesn't make any difference. I'm just going to put it into red for the moment. You can only put one sign in there, by the way. Now, this minus at the front here, I'm going to color that in a different color again. So this one here is like a pink. So here, can you tell me something special about that minus? Is that the normal minus on the calculator, or is it a special button?
It's the normal one.
Are you sure? On the calculator, have you seen this button before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the button that you use for here. Now, which is the button that you use for the other one?
The normal one.
The normal one. Where you just like a big minus on there. So that's one thing you got to be a little bit careful on when you're using it in your calculator. So this one is the normal one. The normal minus, the same here as well. Same for that one as well, the normal minus. But the minus in front of the 10 is not a takeaway. It's a little minus, meaning you're making the number negative. Okay, so the calculator has 2 different size minuses. The minus in the bracket button, that one actually physically makes a smaller minus sign. The normal minus is slightly bigger. So this is the calculation that we need to do. So I need everybody to, let me just quickly copy that. Everybody should have copied all that down into the notes. Okay, so again. Okay, I need paper. Okay, what I'm going to do now, we're going to go through how we put this into the calculator. What is this? I need that.
Yeah, I'll go paper.
Just give me some paper, please, Salah. Give me 1 second, folks. We're going to show you something nice today. Okay, let me just copy this out. Everybody, please get ready. Get your calculators out, please. Salah, have you got a calculator? I got mine.
No, I have not.
Everybody get your Casio FX85 GT pluses. Where we got natural VPAM. They're nice. Salah, get one over there. It's over there. In between those two, there's some papers over there. So minus 10. Give me. Everybody, please go and grab your calculators. They're not right next to you. Grab them, please. Get them ready. I'm going to give you a nice example here. Okay, and then we're going to divide that all by 2 times by 1. Okay, lovely. Now, Can somebody, can you tell me please, Ibrahim, what happens, just as a matter of query, what happens when this minus ends up multiplying that minus, what happens to it?
It becomes positive.
It becomes positive. So do we need to enter it as a negative into the calculator? We could skip that part. You see that? So
Yeah.
a -4 times by 1 is -4, times by -3 is +12. So we could kind of like, you know, skip a bit and be a little bit cheeky and put it in as +12 instead, just to kind of save us putting extra brackets and other things in there. But let's get to the calculator now. So I want everybody to get the calculator. I'm going to switch my visualizer on now. I'm going to put the iPad to one side so I can see the question, and then we're going to do the question on the visualizer.
Why is it green and minus?
Just a normal size minus, right?
The red one?
The red one is a normal one. The green one is a normal one. The green one is a normal one. It's the pink, the hot pink one at the beginning. That one is the little baby one. So I'm going to show you that exactly what I mean now. Give me one moment first while I just, I'm going to stop that share, and then I'm going to do another share. Give me one moment first. Everybody grab your calculators, please. Right, we're gonna give me a second, put the lamp on, and we're going to do that one and share. Okay, right. No, okay. All right, let's put this one side. Hopefully, Sally, you couldn't see the, okay, right. Can everybody see the calculator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sally, give me another one. There's buttons of one on this one.
Yeah, this one's red.
Yeah. Give me, you have this one. You give me yours.
I've done one.
Have it. Okay, right. Now this is very important. So I'm gonna put that calculation in that you can see. Okay, I might even actually try to bring the iPad a little bit closer. Okay. All right, let's see if we can make this nice and okay. All right, I'm not worried about answer. Okay, right. So in order for us to enter this into the calculator, are we still recording? Yeah, we are. That's good. So we're gonna first of all put this the fraction button by pressing the fraction button here. So we got a fraction. Now remember I told you about the little baby minus? The little baby minus is there. Can everybody see the little baby minus?
Yeah.
That's the baby minus, and that's the normal minus over here, the normal baby normal. Oops, oh, sorry, I got a bit excited there. Okay, so we're gonna put in now -10 minus 10. I'm going to put in, what did we say first? We said, I think we said we're going to put plus first, didn't we?
Yeah.
We're going to put the plus first. And no, actually, no, it doesn't matter. Let's actually let's do it as a minus, because we'll do the plus afterwards. Remember now, for the minus, I'm going to use the big takeaway. And if you actually look now at the text, you'll see a smaller minus and a bigger minus. So you can actually see there is an actual physical difference. Now we're going to put this, everybody please press the square root button. And you press 10 squared. Now what do we say that we're going to do for the -4 times by 1 times by -3? We said we can do something with that. It's Ibrahim.
Yeah.
We're going to put it in as what?
Plus 12.
Plus 12, just to save us the hassle. Okay. And now watch this. Press replay on the right. And if you press it again, it'll bring you to the bottom. Now the bottom box is flashing. So I've brought the cursor down. So you can type in 2 times by 1, but I think we don't really need to do that. We can just type in
2.
2. So now we're going to hit the equal button, bring the calculator down, and we've got our first answer. So I'm going to copy that up over here. Okay, so I'm going to call that x1 equals -5 minus 2 root 7. I know the question says do it to, how many decimal places was the question?
2.
2. So how do I change this into decimal number, Ibrahim?
The SD button.
Press the SD button. Okay, I've done that. What's that give me?
Minus 10.29.
Okay, now let's write down a few more numbers and then round it off for me now. So how do you round it off to, what did you do?
Do it to 2 decimal places, so that's minus 10.29.
So you look at the 1 is less than 5, you leave everything alone. So the final answer is? Are you happy with that, everybody? So that's how we actually enter the calculation into the calculator properly and nicely without getting us crazy and mad syntax errors. Now we need to go back and do the plus. Well done, Sadia. So what we're going to do the plus, we're going to press replay. and that takes the cursor back into the question, and then press it again, and press it up. I want to get it up there. That's it. So play with the cursor like the way you do like on a mouse. Take it back. Oops, I wanted to go. I wanted to go over here. Okay, can everybody see where my cursor is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna press the which button? The delete button, the del, and then now press the big fat plus sign. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so sorry about that. And then we have, okay, now so we've changed it. We've gone back to that. Now we press equal. Save us having to type it all in.
0.29.
Yeah, that's what I got as well.
Okay, so don't just give me a second. Let me just catch up. So x2 is equal to -5 plus 2 root 7. Okay, then we say x2 is, press the SD button, is 0.29150 blah blah blah, and then the final answer is going to be x2 is equal to 0.29 to 2 decimal places. Okay, beautifully done. Okay, are we happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, right now I'm just going to stop that screen share because we've used the calculator in a nice way. And let's stop that screen share, get back to the computer. Everybody, please. Okay, why is my video on for? Oh, maybe because I started that. Okay. No. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, sorry, I'm just doing a stop video. Okay, right. Oh, no, I know what's happened. I got a little bit confused there. Okay, let's go back to all the different functions and all the different menu buttons. Right, let's go back to air server. Okay, lovely. Right, we are back. Still recording. Okay, so the visualizer, I can turn that off. Okay, that's done. Right. Are we happy with that question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my days, we've gone over at our lesson time. Okay, right. So I'm gonna have to leave it there because you're gonna have to do this question now, practice for homework. So if you made a nice, lovely video today, mashallah, we had a one little error. Okay, so apologies for the error right at the beginning, folks. So we wrote one of the numbers down wrong somewhere. Where's it gone? Yes. There was a copying error over here. So apologies for that. We should have been that one should have been -2, but I wrote -3 first, and then I'll correct it in the video. So we've done fantastic work today, folks. Fantastic work. So there's our original questions. There's our examples. There's the examples that I done, some of the questions that you've done. We've done all those questions. Then we moved on to, we haven't used that sheet. We moved on to the Excel book, question number 9, question number 10. We've done plenty of examples. We've done examples here as well. So I'm going to give you questions now for homework. So quickly, let me put back on the chat box. Give me a second, so I can't see anybody. Participants and chat. Okay, is everybody gone? Because I lost all that information. Right, quickly put your hands up, folks. Are you happy with what we've done today now, first of all? Okay, Ibrahim is happy with the work we've done so far. Eliza, yes, good. Okay, yes. Are we happy to get some homework and we're ready to do it because last week everybody got a little bit stuck. Right, here comes the homework. Okay. So let's have another go at this exercise. Okay, let's have a go at the first. Okay, the first 15 questions on these easier ones. So even though we've done some of them in the lesson, I want you to do all those questions again. Some of them, most of them you haven't done. And we're going to only smash them nicely, clearly with the full working out, no steps missing, please. Exercise number 4, exercise number 5. So you got 15 questions there. Okay, tell you what, yeah, they're quick ones, they're easy ones. They're quick and easy questions. Let's give you some questions from here. Okay, so you got those about 10, 11 questions there. No more on the exercise 5. So what I'm highlighting now is the homework questions. So homework questions. Okay. Now we need to get to the exercise. This is the exercise 17.6. These are the piestos, the resistance questions. It's the question that we need to focus on. I think we've done the first. Did we do the first 2 questions? So I think we need to do these questions. these three here, the one that you're actually using factorization. And for question number 10, let's do all of them. Okay, are there any more? Okay, so that will give us some practice on that. Now, in the purposeful practice at the end, I think we've got one sheet left at the end. The answers for the questions are here. Okay, the answers are here. Okay, we got the answers for exercise 4 for self-marking are here, and exercise 5 are here. I'll be checking your full working out when you hand in your work, so don't think you will. Now, question number, I think 9 starts here. It's just a little bit faded, and then question number 10 starts here. Okay, right. Now, I think we had another page. Here we go. Okay, we got the purposeful practice book. So we've got some nice little homework questions, brand new questions which we haven't done before. So let's have a go at, I would say, a couple of these. And it says here, let's have a look over here. Here we go. And let's have a go at a couple of these. So these are all your homework questions, and the answers are all there for self-marking, and I'll get them back off you, and I'm going to stop the video now.